Western Australia. Welcome to the channel. We continue to talk about the trilogy of mind, body, and soul. We have already discussed the mind, and in this video and the next one, I'm going to talk to you and share some thoughts about the body. And for that, I had to do some research and found hundreds of articles, documentaries, YouTube videos, medical reports, and you name it, hundreds of them. So I will focus only on a couple of them, and I will discuss them here with you tonight. So my first point tonight is mostly about nutrition. I do believe that we are what we eat, definitely. And I have had to make big changes because in my younger days, I used to go out to dinner a lot, to restaurants, friends' houses. I even entertained a lot at home, but it was always dinner time. So we ended up with these huge meals at night that sometimes would make me go, return home to have a digestive because I was feeling bloated, I ate too much, I was not going to sleep well, and that I had to put an end to that. Today, and most of my friends are in the same boat and agree with me, we have decided to change that, and we have lunches instead of dinners. And it makes it much easier because you have the time in the afternoon to do other things, to be active, and then by the time nighttime comes, you have a very light dinner and you can sleep well and help your digestive system work better. And when that is working better, the rest is at its best as well. The first article I found is The Theology of the Body, which is a series of interviews given by Pope John Paul II between 1979 and 1984, reflecting his views on the body based on the scriptures, the Bible. So it gives you an idea of the theological, philosophical, religious aspect of the body as seen in the church. In the second article, very entertaining too, was about a very famous fashion model from Australia, Elle Macpherson, who was nicknamed the Body after she appeared on the cover of Time magazine in 1989. Nowadays, anybody in the world of fashion would know who the Body is. And right after that, the government of Australia, through the tourism department, decided to launch a TV commercial in order to attract tourism to Australia. So they asked Elle Macpherson to do the commercial for them, and it shows her in a bathing suit walking on a beautiful beach, or more than one if I remember correctly. And this really tells me that the way you look at your body from a religious, spiritual point of view is very different from the way somebody looks at the body from a commercial point of view, a profitable business. And the commercial was done beautifully. She appears walking on the beach in a bathing suit with her beautiful body on a beautiful beach. So we have here the body as opposed to the beauty of the natural environment as well. Two totally different points of view and approaches to the body. Tonight I'm going to share with you my humble opinions and views on my body, and in general the changes I have gone through, which most of you aged 60 and above have gone through and what habits I have had to acquire or change or modify in order for my body to feel better and work better. I remember being 15 to maybe mid-20s, completely obsessed with the way I looked physically, the way I dress, my haircut, and all my friends were, of course, the same age group. We were in the same boat, doing the same thing. We did not have the benefit of internet to reach out quickly, but we had glossy fashion magazines that were fabulously expensive as well. And we bought them month after month and get together to discuss this look and that haircut and that new style of dressing. You name it, anything. And we would always keep an eye on the girls around us, on the street, when we went out to eat, at a party. We were always focused on this. And it gave me the impression of being in a constant state of competition. And looking at these magazines, we would try just about anything, regardless of cost or effort, in the true belief that we could achieve the body and the look on that magazine. Of course, that didn't happen. And we know now that after turning 70, I'm pleased to say that I still care very much about my looks, about how I dress. I like good clothes, but simple. I know the colors I like to wear, the fabrics I like to wear. I know the hairstyle I like to wear. I do a routine skin care plan that works fabulously for me. And I suppose I look my age, and that is the way it's supposed to be, naturally. But we have gone through other changes as well. Some of the physical changes when you turn 60, 70, 80 and above, and most people will agree with that, is that you have the physical impact. You don't have, your level of energy has decreased. Your joints, knees, hips, or whatever are starting to bother. You cannot do as much for as long as you used to anymore. And some things become pretty difficult to do. So you have to learn to adapt to that and take your time to make the necessary changes to acquire the habits that will allow you to continue doing things, but at your own pace, without detriment to your body, and keep you still healthy, content, and without stress or anxiety about one thing or another. Of course, you have a mental or physical condition that requires more care than that, then that's another story for another video. After I went through menopause, I noticed a change in my metabolism, unwanted and unplanned gain weight that should not have been done, or been there, mobility difficulties, decreased energy, more tiredness, and I decided to focus on the quantity and the quality of food that I eat. Meaning that if I am invited somewhere to have a meal, I very politely request the hostess not to serve too much on my plate, or I will decline to have foods that I know are not good for me, that don't agree with me anymore. And that is something that we have to learn to do. Not be afraid to say, no, thank you, that's enough for me. And no, I won't eat that, but I will eat something, some of the other dishes and enjoy them as well. And the saying goes, and I love the saying, Eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner as a pauper, which I follow, and it works wonders. I have to say that I hardly ever have digestive issues, and I sleep well. And I try to have my last meal in the evening no later than 8 o'clock. I usually go to bed about 11, so that gives me 3 hours of being moving around the house, doing things, and digesting normally without any hiccups. And then, of course, I have a large glass of water before going to bed with my soluble fiber, which my doctor recommended for digestive comfort. And I sleep very well. I don't have any issues about the quality of food because I now can choose less food, but better foods. I eat fruit twice a day because I love fruits. There's so many gorgeous, delicious fruits. I have plenty of salads during the week, red meat, chicken, you name it, anything. Fish, of course, and a protein breakfast with eggs and slices of ham and spring onions and mushrooms or whatever, and my large cup of coffee, which I could not live without, because if I don't have my large coffee at breakfast time, then my mind, body, and soul simply do not work. I have to feel alive with that coffee. I love my coffee. So this is part of what I do regarding meals. Another thing I noticed that many people really worry about food too much, to the point of spoiling the meals they're having and the enjoyment they can get from them. And I don't find that very healthy at all. If you cannot cope without worries about this being sweet, too much sugar, too much carbohydrates, too many calories, then don't accept the invitation. Don't go out. Eat at home, and then just join your party for a drink and a good conversation. But the stress that you put on yourself and the state of mind you put your brain through when you worry about what you eat all the time is not good. It's not going to have a positive impact on your health. It will make you feel physically uncomfortable and therefore emotionally unhappy and mentally stressed. And it's not worth it. You have to learn to give yourself the time to enjoy your meals. Sit down at the table, disconnect the phone for 45 minutes to an hour. Just don't think about problems, work, chores, things to do. Just breathe deeply, enjoy the surroundings, have your meals out on your patio, your veranda. If you're at work, leave work for an hour, go to the park or to the next coffee shop that you have close by, but dedicate that hour to yourself and tell yourself, this is my meal time, my happy time. I'm going to enjoy it, and choose to eat what you really like and enjoy without worrying too much about what it is. Unless, of course, you decide to have, hamburgers and fries every day, and the consequences are not going to be good eventually. And we all know that. In the last 30 years, we have been bombarded with alarming reports on sugar consumption, fast food loaded with carbohydrates, fried foods, greasy foods, and medical reports warning us about the consequences of consistent eating in that style. And that's no good. But at the same time, then you go to the supermarket and the bread and pastry section is really huge. Then you have a full aisle full of lollies and chocolates, another full aisle full of packaged sweet breads, biscuits of all kinds, And then we see reports with the statistics that are very alarming about how diabetes is increasing among the populations of the world. Obesity, even in children of school age, is a real problem in Australia, the United Kingdom, the United States. So the formula, for some reason, doesn't work for me. Here we are promoting health. We have this surge of gyms and Zumba and Pilates and you name it, a lot of activities, but at the same time, we are encouraging ourselves to continue eating poorly. So eventually, that's how many people drop the diets, they get frustrated, they keep gaining weight, they don't know what to do about that. And it is very hard to handle because when you're frustrated to that point, then things are not going to work out for you and you want to feel good more than anything. So from now on, try to enjoy smaller portions of meals, enjoy the foods you really like without any remorse, drink lots of water, and give yourself time to enjoy your meal without anything to worry you about. So I hope to see you in the next video. We'll continue talking about the body, but from a different perspective. There's a lot to talk about. We'll talk probably about exercise and resting and sleeping and hydration, the drinking of fluids and medications and activities that affect your body from the age of 60 onwards. So till next time, thank you.